Well, good morning, everyone. How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a good time on Halloween and got a lot of family time in. Let's see here. I'm trying to get everything set up. There we go. Well, good morning, Alex.
Morning, Sam.
So did you guys wind up going out trick-or-treating?
Well, of course.
I figured you would.
And she brought home loads of candy.
It's funny, my niece has, younger children, they're teenagers, and you would not believe the amount of kids that they get in their neighborhood. They literally bought boxes and boxes and boxes of candy and went through all of it. I mean, hundreds of dollars. Crazy amount.
I believe it.
I know, it's just crazy. Morning, James.
Morning.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, guys. What's up?
Well, so there's a new feature, well, at least new to me. I got notified of it today on TikTok. And it was something called TikTok Bulletin Board. It was called TikTok Bulletin Board. And apparently I can post something on there and then it notifies all of the followers. Any of you guys get that? You got it?
Yeah. It said, hey, join us for our live broadcast today.
Weird. That's weird because Mama Bear said she didn't get it. Pat Militich texted me and said, hey, I see this thing, but it won't let me access your bulletin board. So I'm guessing it's a new feature.
I have another friend, Lucky, that said he received it, but when he clicked on it, he couldn't open it. So good job, TikTok.
So it's probably a TikTok thing, right? Not some setting I did.
No, you didn't do anything.
Okay. Because I know in the back of my head, I always hear, don't push buttons, Sam. And I thought, well, I got to push this button,
Just one button.
Just one button, exactly. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Sherry from East Tennessee. Vicky Veronic is here. Traveler, good morning, Traveler. Rick Sr., good morning, Rick. Kingsgirl 1974. Mary Lee Brown. Tanya Moonsheiber. Nut. Grand Shining Reflections, he said. Lee is here. Good morning, Lee. Mary Ann Thompson. Donna Fox. Good morning, Donna. There she is, Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa. Let's see here. Cindy Hayden, 59. Joy is here. Dana Mackey just showed up. Good morning, Dana. Wendy. Sue B. JP Metal Slayer is here. Good morning, JP. And David Morales is here over on YouTube. Good morning, David. John Gwynn. Good morning, John. Let's see. Okay, I think I got just about everybody. Richard Pacente over on YouTube. Good morning, Richard. Yeah, you guys over on the other platforms, if you don't put something in the chat, or even on TikTok, if you don't put something in the chat, I don't see it. As they bring people in, it doesn't notify me. It just shows me what's in the chat. So if you didn't put something in the chat, then I wouldn't see you. Let's see. At Peak Kriegel. Buena dia. I'm assuming that's good morning. Good morning. Pure Blood Holly Johns. Good morning, Holly. Emilio Elizaris. Good morning, Emilio. Laffy Rocks is here. The Beach Chair Farmer. Jammer 4575 from North Dakota. Kevin Kiesler is here. Good morning, Kevin. Benji 1959. There's Big Ben. I was wondering where you were, Ben. He said, oh, you missed me. I don't know how I missed you. I don't know. Who knows? I think TikTok is doing one of their deals this morning. Joe Lynn is here. Diva53. Deb is here as well. All right. So let's see here. Did I say good morning to Kevin Kiesler? I think I did. Hi, Kevin. Let's see here. Alex, are you ready for some indices? Oh, actually, before we even get to indices. So what happened to the EBT snap riots that were supposed to take place over the weekend? Another deployed narrative? What do you guys think? Dave?
Yeah, I know me and James had talked about that because he's out on the road, but pretty quiet. Nothing happened out of that deal.
Almost like it was manufactured. What's that, Alex?
it's not being reported, because I have friends that are in places that are saying that there have been multiple instances of people doing dumb stuff. So
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know.
I don't either. James, have you heard anything?
Actually, I've covered quite a few states in the last 3 days, and I haven't seen anything. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I don't stop much, but everybody that I passed waves, and that's about it. I haven't gotten flashed. A little disappointed with that.
Of course, James. Good morning, Charlie.
Thanks, Alex. That's great.
Exactly. Good morning, Charlie. Lynette Ranley is here. Good morning, Lynette. Jody Singleton 8. Kathleen Garcia just popped in. Good morning, Kathleen. Wendy, Magic, everybody. The whole gang's popping in. D, happy Monday, y'all. Are you from the South? Hey, Native San Diegans here over on YouTube. Hey, Native. Glad you could make it. Richard Pacente said, what's the verdict with Prop 50 here in California? Well, they sure are pushing Prop 50 like nobody's business. They've got Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom and AOC and everybody else trying to prop it up. But if we have a free and fair election, I don't think there's any chance of it passing. It's just my opinion. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Pure Blood Holly John said, welcome to 11.3. Yeah, I know. 11.3, is it the Law of War manual? Is it the date? Who knows, Holly? Who knows? Exactly. Hey, Terry Dykes is here. Hey, Terry. Blue-Eyed Girl 86. Kelly Thurman. Good morning, all. I speak 1717Q. I'm glad you made it, too. Scotty Too Hottie is here. Hey, Jeff, the music man. Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. Haven't seen you in a while. Valerie James. Brian. Oh, boy. Everybody's piling in. Love it. Okay, so let's see. Alex, why don't we do some indices if you are up for it this morning, sir?
You're fired.
Again?
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. November 3rd, 11/3, as stated, 2025. Markets are mixed. We've got the S&P 500 that is up by 10 whopping points at 6,850. Meanwhile, the Dow is down 183 points to 47,379. The NASDAQ is up 132 points to 23,857. Looking at commodities, Mr. Gwynn, we're headed back into the dangerous stake buying territory. So gold is up $25 over the last 24 hours, sitting at $4,020 per ounce. Silver sitting up about 5 cents at $48.21. Crude oil is up 45 cents at $61.43 a barrel. Looking at the crypto markets, Bitcoin down 3% to 106, Ethereum down 6% to 3613, the XRP down 5% to $2.38, Solana down 8% at 168, Cardano down 6% at 56, Stellar Lumens down 7% at 28 cents, SUI down 9% at $2.10. HBAR down 6% at 18 cents. Looking at deltas for the day, there is a link to a Twitter, which the account has been suspended. Imagine that. It says eyes on VIP Patriot.
Interesting. Yesterday there was like 40 or 50 deltas. Crazy.
There's a lot. The other post is the largest flag flying in America, which has a post to a YouTube link. It says that this nation under God shall have new birth and freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from earth. Abraham Lincoln, November 1863. Together we win.
You know, so we've had all this scuttlebutt about YouTube turning back on channels that were knocked off back in 2020. Well, one of those channels, a friend of mine, Zach Payne, Red Pill 78, he got his YouTube channel back. And he's got like 275,000 followers on YouTube. So it's happening. They're actually turning things back on, which I find very encouraging. Oh my gosh, what is that? A turkey. You gotta
Gobble
be
gobble.
no kidding. Thank you, Charlie. I've never seen that before. Interesting over here on YouTube. Solomon King Z5T said, I'm watching live from Hong Kong because YouTube and Facebook are completely blocked in mainland China. I can't go home to India for now because I posted some articles on democracy of CPC influence. Wow. Well, welcome, Solomon. I'm glad
Good
that
to
you
have
made
you.
it here. Welcome in. All right, let's see. Oh, nice coffee cup, Alex. Dave, do you have time to do a report? Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Corn is up 1-2. Soybeans are still on the run after Trump's deal signed with China. Soybeans are up 10-12 today. Wheat is up 4-5. Cattle is up 0.8%, and hogs were down about 0.75, I believe, is how that worked.
Excellent. Great. Thank you, Dave. Nice turkey face, by the way.
Thank you.
Charlie's coming in hot with the turkeys. I love it. Lace and Steel is here. Good morning, Lace. Hits, hey, hi Sam, Alex, Dave, and James. Happy and blessed Monday to you all. Same to you, Hits. Same to you, brother. Let's see here. Hometown Girl 38, Brian, Joe Lynn, Special K, all posting squirrels in the chat. Oh, speaking of squirrels, Earl the Squirrel is with us today, just so everybody knows. He's not on my shoulder today, but he's here. Let's see. James, are you ready for a military report, sir?
I am, but I do have one question for Alex, and maybe you too, Sam. Dave and I talked about this earlier today. Throughout my travels this weekend, I decided I wanted to go out back on and hang nail some more XRP, and I went from what I used to have available of 7,000 to be able to purchase. It went down to $68. I don't know if you guys taken a look and see if you have the ability to buy XRP, but I found that to be quite interesting that they cut me from 7,000 down to $68.
That's weird.
What platform, James?
Coinbase.
Oh
Wow.
well. Let me looky see here what I can do.
I just found that to be troubling. I was just going to grab another grand, and throw it to XRP to put a couple hundred more chips in my moon bag, but wasn't allowed.
Is that troubling or a good sign?
It could be a sign, and that's something we can obviously discuss. They say it's going to be, Sam and I agree that it could be a moonshot, but any time now. And Alex, obviously, his stakes says no.
I have no problem placing an order for very, very large amounts if I wanted to.
Huh. I wonder what's
Okay,
going
well,
on.
I don't know what happened. I didn't buy any last week, so it should have reset to 7,000, but it didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
your limit's at 7. That's probably a bank issue because my limit is.
I never did link my bank account to it. I just used my debit card, so I don't have any idea.
Same thing. The debit card limit, for whatever reason, is probably what's affecting that. Again, the communication between Coinbase and whatever payment method, the payment method sets the limit, not necessarily Coinbase. So you might look into that, because again, I have 2-3 different ways that I can secure the purchase, and all of them are well above the 10K mark.
You've been targeted, James.
Apparently. All right. Well,
it's not the first time and won't be the last.
Exactly.
That's right. And if they screw with me, I'll deport them.
There you go.
The Trump administration is getting ready to send military to Mexico. Our military will be on the ground in Mexico to pursue drug cartels. President Trump says that this will be an armed conflict with narcotics and trafficking organizations. They will be operating from the Pentagon's Joint Special Operations Command and the CIA. This isn't imminent, but training for the op has begun. When given the green light, they will be operating under Title 50 of the United States Code, which provides the legal framework for covert intelligence operations. To date, there's been 15 strikes against drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean and the Western Pacific Ocean. To think Mexico will partner with the U.S. to handle this operation compels us to ponder what type of leverage 47 has on Mexico. The operation will not be public, but it is going to happen. Mexican President Claudio Sheinbaum in August said no to this, but now agrees with 47. Kind of makes you wonder why.
Exactly, James. Great report. Thank you. So,
Speaking of 47, real quick. Sorry, Sam.
No.
Last night, in a period of about an hour, he posted 47 different posts to Truth Social, specifically thanking and giving accolades to congressmen.
Interesting. Well,
Busy dude.
Well,
I don't think Biden put out 47 posts in his full term.
Right, exactly. Well, it's interesting. Russell Webster over on YouTube said, "You guys still don't believe Trump is controlled by Israel. His whole cabinet is Israel first. I believe that is a psyop. I believe that there will be a catalyzing event that will flip that script, and not against the Israeli people, but against the Israeli government. Now, how it's going to play out and when it's going to play out, your guess is as good as mine. But no, I don't believe he is controlled by Israel, not by any stretch of the imagination." Special K posting squirrels in the chat. John Gwynn said that wait a minute, I want to get this right. Hey, Martin's WB is here too, Martin. Hey, Martin. John Gwynn said, "My papa's name was Earl, but he wasn't a squirrel." I don't know if that's true or just trying to rhyme something there, John, but that's too funny. Hey, Holly, no big deal. I saw that was a mistake. No big deal. Let's see here. Dana Mackey said, "I can only buy $300 of XRP every 10 days or so." Huh. I'm going to have to check that when we get off the live and see what that's all about. Christy B's here from Hayesville, Kansas. Davis is here. And we have somebody from Nova Scotia, and I lost – the chat's moving so fast I lost who it was. But, Digger from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Welcome, Digger. Glad you made it. All right, so let's jump into some stories here. Let's see what the heck is going on. Try and decipher all of this. Hey, Kathleen Paschke's here over on Facebook. Hey, Kathleen. Cole Olds as well over on YouTube. Hey, Cole. So Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has extended the deployment of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. through February. Now, they're highlighting D.C., but they're everywhere. The National Guard's in every state, in my opinion. James, what do you make of it?
Well, currently there's 2,300 National Guard troops that are still there. 960 come from the District of Columbia, and the rest are from the Republican red states. This extension comes as we approach the 3-month mark of them being there, and they're activated under Title 32 of the U.S. Code.
Interesting. Dave, any comment?
Well, I think D.C., like you said, is being highlighted. I don't think there's going to be any issues around there, but around some few other cities, they're there to snuff out the fires if they fire up like in 2020.
Exactly. Alex?
It's going to be interesting to see what goes on over the next, what do we got, 60 days left in this year?
Mm-hmm. And how many days are we at now, Alex, with the government shutdown?
37?
I feel like 31 or 32, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's in the 30s. I'm pretty sure. But we're gonna see a lot happening, I think, between now and the end of the year. Maybe XRP hitting a high number. We'll see. I don't know. November 22nd is the supposed to be the
34 days.
34
right in the middle of the end, Dave. Yep.
So November 22nd is supposed to be some potential pinnacle event for XRP, and I don't know what that's all involved in, but apparently
tomorrow it ties the 35-day all-time longest.
Tomorrow. Okay. Interesting.
Which was under Trump's first administration.
And that's another thing too. I got a message this morning or a video from somebody. Oh, I think it was Mama Bear. It's talking about these high-level cabinet members going and living on military bases, and everybody's so concerned about, oh, what's going on that they know that we don't know. If it was really that big a deal, do you think that the Trump family would be out in public? Of course not. Of course not. So again, it's a narrative deployment. I don't know for what reason. Oh, nice heart. But it's certainly a narrative deployment. Hey,
Well,
Army Vet
Sam,
73 is here. What's that, James?
if any military or any cabinet member has to go serve in an area like Kristi Noem, it's not unusual for her to take her family and actually stay on a military base.
Okay.
So it's if somebody's trying to blow a bigger bubble than they need to with the bubble gum, I think this is probably the case.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Hey, Kissing Bandit Lipstick just made it. Hey, Bandit. Glad you could make it. All right. Let's move on here. If I can get my screens to work properly. Okay. Yeah. So John Solomon, who I think is read in to a very high degree, was on a news program this weekend. And he said, quote, people are starting to get grand jury subpoenas. I've been talking to defense lawyers, and about 20 to 30 have gone out in the last couple of weeks. The big conspiracy is now being put together. Now, Alex, how many, I'll go to James first, but Alex, will you look up how many sealed indictments there are now on pacer.gov? James, what do you make of John Solomon?
Well, in my opinion, he's coming out and they're kind of letting the rug go. I believe there's 550,000 sealed cases. That's what I recall from our past lives. But for them just to start rolling it out, I think it's just a sign that here we go. Hang on to your hat because we're getting ready to rock.
Yeah, 100%. Alex, can you see how many there are there now? I want to say it's over 600,000. Dave, any comment?
It's just exciting. That's what you've been waiting for. That's going to be the start of it.
Yep. Exactly. Pureblood Holly Jones said ISO flips the switch. Well, I think XRP is already ISO certified, isn't it, Alex?
ISO is there's not an ISO certification. It is a standard that you must follow. So there's kind of a misunderstanding there as to how ISOs work. You're either ISO compliant or you're not. And I think all of the cryptos that are going to play inside of a financial space will have to show that they are ISO 20022 compliant.
Got it. All right. So, Native San Diegan said they're just fear mongering. Well, I get that. It's Native San Diegan. I think fear mongering has been the go-to playbook, but I think that there's probably a reason why that narrative has been distributed the way that it has in terms of high-level cabinet members being on military bases. I don't know what the end game is with that, but for whatever reason, they're highlighting it, and they have been for some time. All right. Well, don't worry about it, Alex. If you can't find it, it's no big deal.
My stake is on 550,000.
I think it's 602,000 or something like that. I don't remember now, but it's a big number.
Yeah, I can't. It's not. They've changed up the site. It's not as easily findable.
Oh, that's interesting. Why would they want to hide it? Hey, Mama Bear just showed up. She said, morning all, I'm dealing with an unruly dog. Is Sadie giving you trouble this morning? We're going to have a little talk with her. Pureblood Holly Jen said, yes, but 11/22 is the final date. Oh, okay. Is that what it is? Got it. Latina Boss Lady's here. Good morning, Teresa. Glad you could make it. Earl Shannon said, howdy, guys,
Sam.
from the beautiful Constantly Kisses. No, wait a minute. Howdy, guys, from the beautiful Smoky Hills, Minnesota. What's that, James?
I have the number for you. AI says there is no public real-time count of total number of sealed federal indictments, as they are by nature secret. However, one source from March 25 stated there were approximately 562,500 total sealed indictments, with 78,000 of those remaining unsealed.
Interesting. Thanks, James. I Speak 1717 said, I just can't keep up the chess game. And I was pretty good at chess player back in the day. It's so true. There are so many different narratives, so many, oh, nice monkey. So many different things happening at all times. It's just mind blowing. Thank you, Mary Lise Brown. That was really sweet. Vicky, Hokey Gigi's here, and Vicky Josie's here as well. Army vet, thanks for the heart me. All right, Brian, yeah, I see the squirrels, Brian. I see them. Let's see here. Interactive Improv over on YouTube said, I bet they just like to live somewhere where everyone constantly kisses their butt. I doubt that. I don't think they would be making a big deal about that. Funny, but no, I would disagree with that. All right, so let's move on. So Joe Rogan had Elon Musk on his show over the weekend, and I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I've seen quite a bit. One thing that really stuck out to me was that Joe Rogan asked Elon Musk about the new Tesla Roadster that's coming out. And Elon Musk was super cagey about it. He didn't want to say anything. He wouldn't comment if it was a flying car. But he said something to the effect that if you took all of the James Bond cars from the movies and you combined them all together, that this Tesla Roadster would put them all to shame. Alex, what do you think he's saying?
Well, before he said that, he said, and I forget who it was, someone said that by now we would have flying cars. Why don't we have flying cars? So that it was around a flying car scenario that whole conversation started. And he got very cagey about details. He's like, well, I don't want to spoil the reveal. And but knowing him and his eccentric ways, it's probably going to be pretty freaking cool.
I tend to think so. Dave, what do you think?
I seen the episode. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a really good interview. There's a lot of good information that Elon's speaking of since he's been in the Doge. So that's pretty good. He said it will be out probably before the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. James, what do you think?
Well, as with his intellect, he's a brilliant man, and I think with being on Joe Rogan, that was probably one of the most key sales pitches he could possibly throw out there. Look at me, it's coming, it's going to be super badass, and I'm not going to spoil it, so you're going to have to wait. I mean, that just makes people want it that much more.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, 100%. Hits is asking you, Alex, can he DM you some info? I know Hits, you can certainly trust
yes,
him.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. Okay. Gigadad said, so will it have rocket launchers? Oh boy, wouldn't that be something? James would be the first one in line to get one of those.
Oh man, baby, let's go for a ride.
Exactly. Secret Squirrel said self-charging car and no need to buy energy. Oh, yeah. Tesla technology, Tesla energy. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Well, we've seen the self-charging cars. It was that Tesla dragging a trailer with a diesel generator that was charging the Tesla.
Exactly. Scotty Too Hottie said $250,000. It better be pretty special. Exactly. It should wipe your butt is what it should probably be doing and cut your toenails. But who knows? We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. A pedicure while flying. That's a new one.
We've been talking about. Yeah. We were talking about nuclear energy too, you know.
Well, and there's a lot of narrative out there about nuclear energy, talking about military bases, putting nuclear reactors on each base because they're concerned about the grid going down at any point in time. Alex, any comment on the nuclear narratives?
Well, we've talked about it a lot. There's eight different companies that are vying for the contract. Some are further ahead in the game than others, but it's modular, the size of a Connex, a semi-tractor trailer. One of them has the ability to power up to 15,000 homes. You go modular like that and can just add as needed. It creates a whole new dynamic. I think we'll see the solar farms and the wind farms go to the wayside if this really takes off.
Right. David Morales said, what about water power? Now, there are multiple engines that run on water, and it's always interesting. The person either disappears or they get bought by some big energy company and then put on the shelf so that nobody can utilize the technology. But that's not too far off the beaten track there, David. I would agree with you.
There was a guy back in the 80s with an 84 Mustang hatchback that devised a little system, put it on his car, and was getting 100 miles to the gallon. And guess what happened? He made millions of dollars, and that technology was never heard about again.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is
Alex, is your new one going to be running on hydrogen or anything?
Hell no, it's all petro, baby.
Exactly. Secret Squirrel said it's the flux capacitor being installed. Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Oh my goodness.
Well, Sam, it's interesting that we talk about nuclear power in military bases and powering grids for homes. Just think about the electric semi. Think about the diesel-fired semi, submarines, powered battleships, aircraft carriers. If they can make the small, compact nuclear reactor, they could certainly figure out how to put one of those in a semi.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if memory serves correct, a nuclear reactor the size of a semi or a shipping container would be able to power something like 100,000 homes or some ridiculous number like that.
15,000.
Oh, on semi size, I thought that was smaller. Okay, interesting. So China launched the Shenzhou 21 crewed mission to the Tiangong space station. Now, I don't know anything about that space station. James, do you have any info on that?
It's all horse hockey.
They're just pulling the wool over our eyes. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. It's just something else. It's like the space gnats from Russia. Come on.
Alex?
Are we gonna go there again? What? Okay, why is everything bullshit? Why is it all a hologram? The Earth is flat. We're stuck in a firmament. Okay, so flat earthers, I have one question, just one. Okay, one question. I want you to go Google the Big Dipper, and I want you to go Google the Southern Cross. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you can see the Big Dipper. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you cannot. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can see the Northern Cross. But if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you cannot. That would indicate, just saying.
I know. Nope. I'm not weighing in on either way on that. Interactive Improv said they put small nuclear reactors in a borehole a mile deep and it can power a skyscraper. Yeah, I mean, we have the technology. Why we haven't rolled it out is probably because of the oil companies, would be my guess.
Well, in most nuclear devices, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, simply create an exorbitant amount of heat. That heat is used to boil water. The boiled water turns a steam turbine, which creates power. You can put them anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, let's see here. Daniel McGee said tidal generators water salt. Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, that's another technology. From what I understand, Niagara Falls, on the U.S. side, we put a lot of money into power generation there. And Canada put a lot of money into the tourist attraction of Niagara Falls. So with all the waterfalls that we have, there's got to be a way to generate that, not to mention the waves of the ocean. Again, but that would be dipping into the oil companies that have had control for so long. I mean, I don't know. It seems like a conspiracy to me, but who knows? So Secret Squirrel said, so at the cost of $250,000 means you are paying the energy costs up front. Isn't that the truth? Farmer Boy said the arc reactor from Iron Man. Yes, Iron Man, one of my favorite movies. Mama Bear said, I see a Big Dipper every night, never a cross. Huh? Oh, nice ghost, Alex. Let's see. All right, well, let's move on.
I think Elon will have Elon will have one of the fastest cars on Earth.
Yeah, nice
I believe
level
that's
up
what
there,
that
John
car is,
Gwynn.
that
Thank
sports
you.
car.
What was that, Dave?
I said
missed-
Elon will have the fastest car on Earth.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mama Bear with with the squirrels. Glenn said the Hoover Dam. Exactly. I Speak 1717 said magnets invested in my theory and it will be bigger than XRP. Okay, well, send me a message. I Speak. Let's talk. I'm in.
I have about 400 hard drives sitting in a box out in my garage just because of the magnets that are inside. That's a project for someday in the probably not too far off future.
Nice. Lisa Maria said John is level 39. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means, but I'm glad
He's been gifting so much that he's climbed up to the echelon of 39, which is he's up there.
Wow. Thank you, John.
I'm at 32, and it's taken a long time to get to 32, but I can't imagine 39.
Yeah, John is not playing around.
You sat down and did the math on the amount of money that you've given TikTok to reach that level. It might.
Well, we're grateful for it. No question about it. Thank you, John. Thank you. Ben said, I'm at 38. Okay, Ben's up there too. Wow, that's crazy. I love it. Joe Lynn said, hoarding, Alex. I'm not sure what that is referring to, but.
I'm hoarding all the magnets.
Oh, okay. Exactly. Oh, wow, we got to do sponsors. All right, let's jump over to sponsors, everybody. We are going to talk a little bit about Mike Lindell. Mike needs our help. If you need some pillows, sheets, robes, slippers, just about anything that you could possibly imagine, go to mystore.com, use the discount code SAM, and you get a major discount. And My Pillow or My Store, use the promo code SAM. And Neil Naturopathic. Dr. Neil has developed a line of hair care products that have no toxins, no chemicals, destroy dandruff, and increase hair growth. Go to neilnaturopathic.com. Use the code SAM20, that's SAM20, and you'll get 20% off your order. And of course, Dr. Peter Glidden. If you go to my website that Alex is showing you right there, click on the Dr. Glidden button. It'll take you to his website. You can ask him any question you can possibly imagine when it comes to health and wellness, and you'll get an answer. Now, if you use the code SAM, you'll get a 30% discount on his already reduced membership costs. Also, we will be doing a special just for our community with Dr. Glidden. Now, he's been traveling, so we haven't been able to set the date, but we think it's probably going to be 2 weeks from this Saturday. But once we have it set, we'll let you know. And then everybody's invited, no cost. Just come in, ask him questions, and anything else that you can think of. Alex, what about meditation this morning?
Links in my bio. I wrote a book, The Easy Road to a Life-Changing Meditation, Easy Road to a Peaceful Mind. You can find it on Amazon. If you buy the book, I will, after you reach out and let me know you have read through the book, schedule a 1-hour consultation. We will walk through the meditation together, answer any questions, and see if we can't find you some peace of mind.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. Wendy said, I'm stuck at 21. Laugh out loud. John Gwynn said, Lisa Maria, you are the highest level in my book. Me too, John. She's wonderful. 100%. All right, let's see. James, 2 genders, 1 flag, 0 apologies. Why doesn't that surprise me that there's no apologies there, James? Exactly.
Well, you know me.
Yeah, exactly. So according to Zero Hedge and Scott Bessent, said that China made a real mistake by threatening to curb rare earth exports. Now, we all know President Trump has been pushing for manufacturing to come back to the United States. And I think this is a perfect example of that. Dave, what do you think? Oh, did we lose Dave?
I think he's unmuting.
I got a fat thumb. Kind of going back to that Elon Musk interview, he said the only way he feels like the only way to get out underneath our debt is AI and chips. So obviously, with the minerals and stuff that we're talking about across the world that we're going for, like Greenland and Venezuela and a few others, it's going to be important. I don't know what it means that China's in trouble, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Alex?
Just so you know, to reach gifter level 35, you've spent $25,000. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. James?
Well, it's interesting with the rare earth minerals, the things that we require that they have. President Trump went over to China for a reason. Look what he did with the soybean. I mean, the soybean turnaround was there was no hope in sight. Yet all of a sudden we have 12 million metric tons of soybeans being bought and 25 million metric tons over the next 3 years. So just when the seems like the chips are down and we have to depend on China, I think that is one of the final plays that they had left in their book, and they really don't have much left after that.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas Zorik over on YouTube said, in my opinion, the government won't reopen this bankrupt corporation. We will open to the restored republic, a constitutional republic. I agree. I think we've been in continuity government for years. I think that we're moving away from we have moved away from the U.S. corporation, and the constitutional republic, well, it's going to be what's left. 100% I agree with you, Thomas. All right, so moving on. Venezuela is going to integrate Bitcoin and stablecoin payments into the country's banking system. Alex?
Well, it's just for criminals. It's a way for them to hide and launder money.
Exactly. James?
Well, the development is conducted by a payment company called Connexus. We've talked about Connexus in the past. They're expected to launch this in December of 25. This is just basically another country that's lining up to hop on that train that's getting ready to leave the station. You think about Venezuela and what they have. Dave and I talked this morning about their biggest asset. They have sour crude underneath, and they have more oil. It may be a lesser grade, but they have a lot more oil than Saudi Arabia by volume. And refining, yes. Extraction, yes. The costs are high, but they have that volume. How do they expect to be paid? They want to jump on the Bitcoin XRP, or I guess the stablecoin USDT system, to be able to produce that money faster. Maduro being in jail, cuffed, stuffed, hung by a tree, whatever happens to Maduro, somebody's going to succeed him.
Yeah, cuffed and stuffed. I like that one, James. That's a good one. Well, and again, as we move away from the SWIFT system, I don't know. I think worldwide commercial transactions are somewhere around, what is it, Alex, 5 or 6 trillion a day. So if you move from that amount from the SWIFT system, even half of that amount, to a cryptocurrency system, it sure seems to me like everything is going to go through the roof. And that's why I continue to think that XRP, for one, I don't think it's going to be a slow rise. Now, I could be wrong. Who knows? But I think it's going to be large quantum leaps, but we'll have to wait and see. Pureblood Holly John said 7 countries in the ASEA tour will now leave the buying from China and deal with the United States. Very good point, Holly. Very good point. Yeah, everywhere Trump is wheeling and dealing. He is out there making deals. And I mean, I have from the beginning said we need a businessman in the government. And now we have it, and look at what's happening. And I, for one, am glad to see it.
Going back to the crypto conversation, from 2024 year to date for 2025, there was 27.6 trillion in transactions in the crypto market in 2024. So far this year, and we haven't finished the year out, year to date, we're at 46 trillion in crypto transactions.
Wow. Wow.
In order for us to get to the level of SWIFT, there's several mitigating factors that get us there. 26 to 28 is what most experts are agreeing on a SWIFT change over to a B2B stablecoin type scenario. 2028 to 2032, 50% of the G20 trade will be settled in CBDC stable coins. 2035 gold-backed unit for accounts for BRICS is when their target date is. So I've held all along, and I'll continue to say, not financial advice, buy it on the TikTok shop, but in my opinion, by 2030, we will see a significant amount of the market that has made the shift. I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. The behemoth that is the transaction networks in this world that are going to warrant the time and the energy and the slow progression too. It's not just a switch that you can flip.
Yeah. So, Alex, before I forget, we had a lot of messages last Friday for the subscriber only live, and there was a process. I told everybody that we would repeat this every day this week about clearing the cache or something. Could you walk everybody through that? If you have been a subscriber and it's not recognizing you as a subscriber, you have to do the super fan, but there's another thing that Alex suggested that we all do.
You can just Google how to clear TikTok cache, CHACHE. Basically, you go to your profile, you go to the dots, you go to security settings, and then cellular, and there's a button that says clear cache. Clear the cache. Once it's deleted, close the app completely on your phone. If you're on an iPhone, you swipe up and then over and then close out all your programs and then reopen TikTok, and that should, knock on wood, should resolve your subscriber, super fan, not able to blah, blah, blah issue. So again, how to clear TikTok cache, CHACHE cache. And it'll walk you through step by step how to do so. And that's per the TikTok support portal.
Okay, and we'll repeat that every day this week. So help me to remember that, if you would, Alex, because it's really important. I can't even tell you how many messages of people saying they couldn't get on the live, even though they're subscribers. So it probably has something to do with that.
Well, it's interesting, guys.
Go ahead.
My phone is automatically sending roses.
What do you mean?
Did you see in the chat, Mega Dave sent a rose, and I just sat here and it goes click, sends it. Click.
Well, why don't you go out and come back in, Dave? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's some kind of glitch.
Alex figured out how to rob your bank.
Exactly. Of all the people on the screen, there's only one who could possibly happen. That would be Alex.
I got to pay for that new motor.
Exactly.
There you go.
Will you bring Dave back in when you see him, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why that happened with him, but anyway. All right. So Black Lives Matter is under federal investigation for donor fraud. Let's not forget, actblue.com went right to the Democratic Party. Now Black Lives Matter is being highlighted. James, what do you make of it?
You know, it's not just Black Lives Matter. It's every different group that received money illegally. But my question is, how many key people in government or in leadership positions throughout the country are involved in it too? I'm not so much worried about the group; it's the leadership.
Right. Alex?
You mean FAFO, as somebody put in the comments?
Joe Lynn, yeah.
You can't you don't get to take the cookies out of the cookie jar and get caught and keep the diamonds, right? That's what he says. If you rob the jewelry store, you don't get to keep the diamonds. When the founders of these organizations, which personally I believe started with great intent, I think all lives matter. I think that in the case of many good movements, they're hijacked by those that can profit from it and launder money from it, as we're finding out very quickly about these different organizations. So, you know, if you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. So,
yeah, exactly. Dave, I sent you the invitation. I'm not sure if you're not able to get back in or what.
Yeah, I sent him one also.
Okay, cool. All right. So Erica,
He's just playing hard to get. There he is.
Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get this camera adjusted here. Yeah, TikTok's definitely has some things going on the last couple of days.
Hey,
Right.
Dave, just to be clear, it was sending those roses to me, not Sam, right?
Exactly. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I could have drained him.
I
What the hell
don't
was
even know.
What the hell was I thinking? All right, Dave's back, so we can go on now. Erica Kirk rejected banning cameras in the courtroom for Tyler Robinson's trial. She said, quote, "Let everyone see what true evil is." Alex?
I can't pull it up fast enough. Wait.
Let's go to James then. Oh.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. James?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I really, to probably not sour everybody's taste. I probably don't really have a lot to say about it. I speak basically unintelligibly if I do speak on it. It's not something I'm following. I kind of cast my own idea about the events that happened that day. And I guess to keep people on the right side of whether they like me or not, which I really don't care, I probably shouldn't comment.
Okay, well then don't comment. Let's move on. G2 meeting with
Wait,
President G.
before we do.
Oh.
Wait, before we do, because in Arizona, I believe it was Tucson, a group of teachers wearing a bunch of T-shirts that were stained red that said "Mission Accomplished" with reference to what happened on that day. I don't know if you've seen that, Sam.
No.
It's absolutely despicable, and how those people have jobs and are teaching our children puts me right next to James in the category of pissed off.
Yeah.
It's abhorrent. Anyway, I wanted to bring that up. I believe it's Tucson. It's supposed to be one of the best school systems in the state. If you had your kids there, you knew they were getting a good education. And then here's a group of like 8 or 10 teachers that are all celebrating what happened that day. It's disgusting.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Hey, Prep Man just showed up. Hey, Bobby, glad you could make it.
I seen that.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So President Trump over the weekend truthed out, "My G2 meeting with President Xi of China was a great one for both of our countries. This meeting will lead to everlasting peace and success. God bless both China and the USA." Now, nice drink, James. I personally believe that Xi, Trump, Putin, Kim Jong-un, all of them are working together. How it's going to play out, I don't know. But Dave, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. You go from one way they say, "Oh, we're taking people away from them," and another way is the meeting went great and we're moving forward with it. So they're buying soybeans, so that's a good step in my direction.
Right. 100%, James.
I think the entire world is going to not only see Nasara but Jasara. This big flip is worldwide. It's not just something for the United States, and I think that everybody's excited. And anybody that doesn't collaborate with President Trump, the Abraham Accord, all involved, I think they're all getting ready for, as President Trump says, the year of the Jubilee. The golden era. It all starts this year, and I think it starts November 22nd.
Interesting. I couldn't disagree with that. Ben, thanks for what is that called? Coconut juice. Wow, I've never seen one of those before. That was pretty cool.
I got coconut juice.
Yeah, I know you do, James. I know you do. According to the Wall Street Journal,
Wait.
Oh, what?
Can we do we get to comment on China?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss you? I'm sorry.
It's okay. So in the 60 Minutes interview, quote, Trump said, "It's like everybody else. We're a threat to them. This is a very competitive world, especially when it comes to China and the US. We're always watching them and they're always watching us. In the meantime, I think we get along very well, and I think we can be bigger, better, and stronger by working with them as opposing to just knocking them out." So the narrative from the horse's mouth is very different than the narrative that's parroted on every program from the television.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, 100%. I agree. You're right on target, James. Or Dave.
I talked about it once, but We'll see what happens. I agree. I think they're working together. We'll
Yep.
see how that plays out.
James, did I get you on this one?
Number one, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm out of sync here for some reason.
And you didn't steal my thunder.
Yeah, sorry. WSJ,
At last.
Wall Street Journal, said that the Federal Reserve is going to reduce bank supervision staff by 30%. Isn't that interesting? James, what do you make of it?
Well, just think about it like this, Sam. Every failing business has a layoff to begin with. And they've gone from 500 down to 350. It's going to be management. The goal is to accomplish this reduction as much as possible through natural attrition, separation incentive to all S&R division employees, with details to come in the following weeks. It's kind of the central bank. We're saying goodbye to them, and they all got to cut the fat, before right down to the last person who can hold the money.
Yeah.
Who can get the biggest bag? So they're trimming the fat. They know they're going down, and this is just sign number one.
Yeah. Alex?
The Fed is not funded by congressional appropriations. It pays its own bills. Jerome Powell announced 10% headcount reduction equaling 2,400 jobs back in May, 5 months before the shutdown. So the people that are saying, this is a direct result of the shutdown, I don't think it is. It's market price 50%, that the shutdown, there's a 50% chance that the shutdown hits a 40-day mark or longer. So I think they're two separate issues. I think that there's a reason that we haven't audited the Fed, because they don't want to be audited, because we'll find out that, Biden's uncle's aunt, brother's sister's wife, nephew's cousin's business received an NGO grant here and there and everywhere. McDonald had a farm and everybody got some money.
And not just Biden. We're going back to Obama and Clinton and both Bushes and on and on and on. This has been going on for decades. Dave?
What's your guys' opinion on that lady that was talking about all the banks getting money for liquidity on Halloween night? I think it was $29.6 billion from the Federal Reserve.
She was talking about the used car market, the subprime car market, right?
No. So banks are required. There's
called repo.
Yeah, there's a couple of, it's the repo market, but there's a couple of pieces to that. They removed the requirement that banks hold 10% on hand. So if, let's say, the bank, just for easy math, had $1 million worth of deposits from its customers, they were required to keep $100,000 cash on hand in the event that a bank member came in and requested money. They removed that 10% a while back. And what she's screaming about is banks are now clamoring, which I think she's kind of hyperinflating the situation, Dave, because I think the annual number is somewhere in the hundreds of billions of dollars, something, or maybe it might even be trillions. I don't know. But the percentage that has happened on Halloween, while it is significant, what it means is banks are now going to and saying, hey, we don't have enough cash if there was a run on the bank. Then we end up back in the Depression days when there were run on the banks and they didn't have the money and they had to close the doors. And we know what kind of panic that creates. Not financial advice, not verified, just talking about one independent reporter. And she is screaming pretty loudly about why aren't people talking about this? So where there's smoke, there's usually fire, but I don't know the fire is as big as she's making it.
Well, and you had a lot of chatter about today being
This is brought upon.
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, sorry. This was all brought up because of federal employees not depositing money and all that money coming in from the federal government. And maybe that's highlighted and why it's happening. Obviously, that's why it's happening, but maybe it's purposely happening, why the government shut down. it gets all redone.
Well, and there was a lot of chatter over the last few weeks about a Black Swan event today, Monday, and it didn't happen. And we've heard that over and over and
It's
over.
not over.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. So, but I haven't seen it happen yet. Now, whether it's going to, I don't know. But there's been a lot of chatter about that. All right, so moving on. Ohio's Secretary of State referred over 1,000 cases of suspected fraudulent voter registration to the DOJ. Is this the first domino, Dave?
I think President Trump even brought it up again in this interview. I think it was on, is that on Dateline or what was that on last night that I watched about the 2020 election? So it's still highlighted and it's going to come forward, and maybe that's the indictment.
Right, and he's been bringing up the 2020 election over and over and over again. James, what do you think?
1,000 people for one state, that's really nothing. If you look at what the Democratic Party tried to do, and you look at all that were involved, I mean, there's cameras. I mean, they're caught. Their hand is in the cookie jar. Their underwear was around their ankles. They're caught.
So eloquently put, James. Thank you, Alex.
But did they get a spanking?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, we're not going down that rabbit hole. The Zen Crewfer over on YouTube said nobody knows, or where are the jobs reports for August and October? Interesting. I haven't followed that. I'm not really sure. That's a very good question. All right, so let's see. Where are we at? 112,000 likes. You guys are awesome. Let me do some honorable mentions before we do the dancing. Benji 1959, Charlie, John Gwynn, Traveler, Mary Lise Brown, Crystal Zeski, hey Crystal, Wendy J, Kevin Kiesler, Vicky Josie, Martini Time, Ruggs 1204, Mega Dave, Wendy, Joe Lynn, Pureblood Holly Johns, Mama Bear, David Joy, Teresa, Daniel McGee, I'm not, and the list goes on. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you.
So to answer his question, it was released on Friday, September 5th. Non-farm payrolls were up 22,000, barely changed. Unemployment rates, 4.3%, very little change. Healthcare sector, plus 31,000. Federal government lost jobs. So there are numbers out there. You just have to go find them.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. All right, Alex, what do you think? Is it time to cue it up? Are you ready, sir?
It doesn't take me very long.
Terry McCollin said, soon you'll be able to watch their tribunals at 1 a.m. in the morning on pay-per-view. They'd probably make a crap ton of money if they did do that, I'm telling you.
They might.
They might.
But I don't want to pay for it. I think it should be free. We've already paid for it over the years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, everybody, stand up. Let's stretch those legs.
Did you kill the YouTube stream?
No, I'm gonna try it today because I'm just gonna go see what the hell's happened. I don't know what to think about that. All right, everybody, stand up. Let's get it going. Put on your dancing shoes. Let's see who we've got dancing here. We have Wendy is dancing and Traveler. Let's see who else. Oh my goodness, Charlie, Pureblood Holly Johns, Kathleen Garcia, Joy, Rick Sr., Mary Lise Brown, Mama Bear. Everybody's getting up and putting on their dancing shows. I'd love to see it. Barb 7599, Kevin Kiesler as well. All right, everybody, let's see who else is dancing here. Kathleen Garcia, Joy, Pureblood Holly Jones, Wendy J, Rick Sr., Prep Man. Good job, everybody. Way to get up, stretch those legs, get some exercise, get that blood flowing. Scotty Too Hottie, Mama Bear, Deb, everybody dancing their little legs off. I love it. All right, so let's move to final thoughts. James?
Well, I had to leave the great state of Minnesota on Friday. Had to get out, stretch my legs, ran over to Illinois, came down to Texas. Now I'm headed back to Kansas City. Just a fabulous couple days of travel. The weather's been great. I can't ask for any more. And today it looks like I got a tailwind, so I'm going to save a little money. You guys coming out here today and enjoying the show with us. You guys are fabulous gifters. You can definitely see the heart in everything you guys do and put out for us. And I greatly, greatly appreciate your presence.
100%. Dave?
Thanks for everybody joining us on this Monday. It's going to be an exciting couple months here at the end of this 2025. I'm sure Trump's busy working. I didn't look at his schedule today. But I thank you for the gifts, just like James said, and we'll see what the rest of the week gives us.
Exactly. Alex?
Say it every show. Time is the one thing we can't buy more of or create more of, and it's not lost on us that you choose to spend it with us Monday through Friday, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to continuing to do the show. James, Dave, Sam, thank you. Viewers, thank you.
Exactly. I couldn't say it any better than you guys already have. All I can say is it may be a bumpy road. There may be things that come up that make us kind of step back and wonder what's going on. But I am confident in saying that the best is yet to come. So hang in there, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Same bat channel, same bat stations. See you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks, guys.